Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to my STL series where we'll be learning some bad practices that we should not follow with respect to the comparator functions in C++. So let's get started. So as we all know, comparator functions are basically used to modify the behavior of the sort function. So if let's say I have a vector v, vector int v, and it contains 4, 1, 2. And if I do something like sort v dot begin comma v dot end, it will sort the vector v in a ascending order, let's say. But we want to, sometimes what we want is where we want our, okay, it did not print it, v and okay, so let's first print this. So as we can see that the vector sorted, this sort function sorted this vector in the ascending order, like it changed it to 1 to 4. But sometimes what we want is that we want our custom logic to change the behavior of this sort function. So maybe we want to sort it on the descending order or anything like that, which is where we use sorting function, the comparator functions. And yes, let's see one example. So here we have I've already created a vector of pairs and so pairs of int and int, and the name of the vector is vec, and this is the init function which I've initialized so that and I'll show what the init function contains. The init function basically pushes back a random data to this vector, and this printf function would do nothing but print a vector. Let's see. So as you can see, this printf function prints 4, 1, 1, 3 and so on. So now let's say that one of our requirements is to sort this vector according to just the first element, so in ascending order itself. So let's see, let's write vec dot begin and vec dot, let's say that we have to sort it in descending order according to the first element. Okay, so we can write something like pair int p1 pair int p2, and if p1 dot first greater than p2 dot first, then we return, what shall we return false. Yeah, so now let's print the vector again. Okay, else what we'll do, we'll return true. Okay, sorry, it should be true and this should be false. Okay, so yeah, like the first element is greater than the second element, then it should be placed before, right? So yeah, so as you can see that we have implemented a comparator function for this vector vec, and now you can see that it is sorted according to the first element in the vector, first element of the pair. Okay, so this implementation is fine, but there is an issue with this, that see, first of all, this comparator function will be called by this sort function many times, right? And we don't want, and what we are doing here is that we are passing the pair by value, which means that the value of the pair will be copied, right? So, and it will be computationally expensive. Like, why would you want to copy these objects? And now imagine if it was not just a vector of pairs, it was a vector of a heavy object, a heavy class which contains many other data types like vectors as well. So it will take much more time to copy this object. So instead what we can do is, we can, instead of passing by value, we can pass by reference, right? So the learning is that instead, since these objects can be very heavy, instead of passing by value, we can pass it by reference. Let's see if this is correct or not. Okay, so you can see that, and they are producing the same value. But now there is a problem here, that since they are getting passed by reference, and what if we accidentally change the values in the comparator function itself? Okay, so something like, if we did something like p1 dot first equals 2. Okay, so when this happens, if we accidentally do this, since this is getting passed by reference, it will actually get reflected here in the original vector. So you want to avoid that. So what we can do is, we can pass the values as const. So const will ensure that it will, and this code will not compile. Let's try to run this. Okay, so it's saying that assignment of member first in read only object. Okay, so it's not going to let you assign. So yeah, this was as you can see. Yeah, so as you can see that we got the same values, and in this time this is getting passed by reference as well as it is const, so you cannot change the values even accidentally. So yeah, I hope this was helpful in some ways, and in next video I'll be coming up with another not so good practice associated with comparator function. Yeah, I hope this was helpful. Thanks, bye, take care.